Hi everyone, this is a story that should change the way the BBC produce its politics programmes forever. It really should, in my opinion. The chances are, though, it won't, and I'll explain why at the end of the video. It's about the story that you may have seen by now called Vicargate. Hashtag Vicargate on Twitter. I don't know about you, but I'm over adding gate to every single scandal there is. It was called Watergate because that was the name of the hotel. Really is no need to add that. Anyway, that's just me being a pedantic, I suppose. This story is from Evolve Politics, who I'm getting more and more impressed with, to be honest. I wish they were bigger so that they could publish more material, because from what they do is of quite high quality, and they've written this. Remember the Newsnight vicar who supported Theresa May's Brexit deal? She's a BBC actor. Oh dear, BBC. What have you done this time? The BBC has been exposed using an actor who has previously appeared in numerous BBC drama programmes to pose as a supposedly random member of the public in a debate over Theresa May's Brexit deal on their flagship political news and current affairs programme Newsnight. On Monday night, Newsnight held a seemingly genuine debate where 6, quote, members of the public were invited onto the show to confront MPs with their questions about Theresa May's Brexit deal. One member of this supposedly public panel was a woman dressed as a vicar who called herself Lynn, and during the Newsnight segment, Lynn repeatedly declared her undying support for Theresa May's proposed Brexit deal. They found one! They found somebody who supported it in the public. A clip wildly publicised by the official BBC Newsnight Twitter account. Here it is. Here's Lynn.
With that lovely gentleman over there, 100%.
So you would want your MP to back Theresa May's deal now?
100%.
OK. And there wasn't anything that he said that worried you about a backstop or about Darren's worries that you'd be caught in something that you couldn't get out of?
The reason I'm sitting here and these learned gentlemen and ladies are sitting there is because they know far more about what's going on than we do. We know what we know, but they are members of Parliament for a reason. We're not. So, and being a Conservative, born and bred all my life, I will back Prime Minister May. I just, it's going to be hard for everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rocky boat, but we've just got to sit it out and put faith in the government that we have elected and put faith in the vote that we voted, which was Brexit.
It's probably quite reassuring 2 years after a referendum to see that there is still faith somewhere along the lines in the parliamentary...
all the time she was actually on air in that clip. So that's who Lynn is. She thinks that the government ministers are experts, so we should let them get on with it and just leave them alone to it. No oversight whatsoever. The government will last about 5 minutes, if that happens. Lynn has also appeared on an edition of Newsnight on Friday the 23rd of November, so that 6 people they've sort of recurred over the last couple of weeks. By the look of it, these 6 people, they're gauging their reactions and how they're going to change their minds throughout the negotiations. By the look of it, on both appearances, Lynn was the only panel member who was completely supportive of Theresa May's Brexit deal. However, it's safe to say that the BBC's casting team have either made an absolute howler, or they couldn't actually find a genuine member of the public who supported May's deal. It could be both. Evolve, it really could. Yes, Lynn is not an ordinary member of the public at all, nor is she a genuine vicar. This is the point I want to get to. Because she's not a vicar. And the BBC are allowing their platform to actually make out that she is. And to give an air of trust to the audience. You can trust what she says. She's a vicar. She's not a vicar. She is in fact an actor, and not only that, she has previously worked as a minor cast member on numerous BBC programmes. Lynn's full name is Lynn Marina Hayter, and uses her middle name for her acting work. Lynn's past acting work include playing a drunkard on the BBC show EastEnders, playing a theatre-goer on the BBC show The Dresser, playing a female beggar on the BBC programme Dickensian, and was cast as a nurse in the BBC show The Chronicles. Having been cast by the corporation on numerous occasions, Lynn is clearly a figure well known to BBC producers. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's well known to BBC producers at Newsnight, but I understand the point they're making there. And as you can see from her promo shots below, her repertoire extends through many ranges, including, one would assume, the part of supposedly pro-Tory vicar on primetime political debate programme. There's her headshots and bio. Whilst Lynn is not a genuine vicar, she does regularly attend church. However, the church in question is her own. Yes, in addition to being a BBC actor, Lynn is also the creator of the Seeds for Wealth Ministries, who describe themselves as a religious organisation who can help you, quote, realise, release and walk into your financial freedom in Christ to educate, equip and empower the saints. All you need to do is send me $4.99 in the post and good things are coming your way. And below is a picture of Lynn from the Seats of Seeds Wealth Ministries Facebook page, adorned in another of her presumably many other religious outlets. That's what she's dressed in when obviously speaking at her church. Now you tell me, do you think the BBC audience would have taken her as serious, or taking her more or less serious, if she went on the programme dressed like that instead of like that? That's the point I want to get to. These are opinions of nutcases they are giving on their programme by the look of it. So, have the BBC's production team just had a howler, or could they actually not find one single member of the public who supported May's deal and decided to fill the vacant position with a BBC actor who was presumably available at short notice and hoped nobody would have found out? The story was initially broken in an incredible Twitter thread by the host of ABZ podcast, which you can view below. Yeah, he's done some good work. I had a back and forth with him yesterday. He's doing some good work on that, he has. Stevie. The BBC have responded to it by saying this. Claims that Lynn appeared on Newsnight as a paid actor are false. Lynn is a pastor and was a genuine participant of our Brexit debate. She carries out work using her middle name, but this is not relevant to the capacity in which she appeared. No, Newsnight, that's the thing. Evolve Politics asked the question there. Well, I mean, this is obviously something extremely dodgy with extremely dodgy views, who is obviously a con artist here. Why are you not telling the audience that? Why are you letting her go on your show dressed up as vicar, an outfit that obviously portrays trust? Rightly or wrongly, given their track record over the last century or 10. But that's the point. So if she's on there, have you paid her, or is it just gigantic cock-up? Do you not care anymore? You can see the questions being asked. Now, I'll get back to that in a minute, but I just want to complete this. However, their claim that Lynn is not a paid actor may well be true in the case of her Newsnight appearance, but she has certainly benefited from paid work from them before. Very true. And furthermore, Newsnight's claims that Lynn is a pastor are incredibly misleading. Pastors are merely church leaders, and anyone can start their own church with absolutely no registration or official documentation needed. Hayter also calls herself a minister on her acting profile and on her Facebook page, and anyone is free to become ordained as a minister on the internet. And I love this flyer. I love this flyer. I just do. Find us at church name, address, city, state, zip. I just love it. I really do. Evolve Politics came under a lot of criticism for this on Twitter, even to the point where people were saying that they were fake news. And Evolve Politics, interestingly, said this: utterly incredible how high BBC's presenters are trying to cast. So they've gone down there, they've said these are the facts. Somebody called them fake news, and they honestly threatened to sue them. They said, delete your comment and apologise, or we are going to sue you, and the proceeds from us winning that court case are going to go to charity. That's how Evolve Politics. That's how they responded to responses and accusations that they were spreading fake news. Compare that to how The Guardian were absolutely 100% eerily silent when they have been labelled as fake news by basically everyone. Everyone has called this article that they published fake news. Pretty much 99% of the... You know, even Chris Hayes showed a little bit of, it's thinly sourced, before going on to say, but if it's true, they were silent on it. Evolve Politics threatened to sue when just a random member of the public calls them fake news. The Guardian has basically everyone, calling them fake news for an obviously fake news story, and they were silent. What does that tell you about which of those stories is actually fake news and crappy? Should tell you all you need to know. There's a couple of things I want to get to at the end of this in conclusion. First of all, Lynn Hater, well, I mean, hater by name, hater by nature. She said that. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm just going to let people read it. Now, she had a habit on her Twitter account, I think a Facebook account, of keep tagging in this Dr. Mike. Now, that for some reason she's tagged in a different Dr. Mike there, but that's Dr. Mike in the picture that she's with. And he's one of the people who is like one of these American televangelists who, I'll give you seeds of happiness and wealth and whatever. You've just got to send me basically all of the money that you have got for more money to come back to you. She's a con artist. And the BBC are giving her a platform. A platform where she's dressing up in an outfit that makes out that she's a trustworthy person when obviously she is not. That's the problem. Anybody in America can set up a religion in America. There's very few rules. John Oliver did it a few years ago on Last Week Tonight, Our Lady of Perpetual Exemption. It was good, that was. It's just before his show turned into a shower of shite. But this is the thing, it's not the first time the BBC have done this just in the last few months. It's not the first time the BBC have done this, and it goes back to the question, it should change. This sort of thing should change the way BBC politics programmes are produced forever, but it won't, because they do stuff like this all the time. They mislead the public all the time. This was a great example of it. Just a few months ago, I covered this story. Leaving the UK because of anti-Semitism, that couple were. This is in the midst of the anti-Semitism row when they're trying to paint Jeremy Corbyn as an anti-Semite because he's against the way Israel are treating Palestinians like subhumans. I'd say like animals, but they're actually treating them better than we treat animals over here. Sorry, worse than we treat animals. Much worse. So, because he's that, they call him anti-Semitic, and this couple apparently were just leaving the UK because of anti-Semitism. The only thing Victoria Derbyshire said in that interview, which was not on the edit I saw, strangely enough, but the only thing that she said in that in an interview to them, push back against them, was, you're a member of the Israel far-right party, aren't you? And they said no. They are, however, like director and secretary, I think it was, of a pro-Zionist liquid organisation in this country, saying that they're going to leave the UK because of anti-Semitism. I mean, that's not a story. That's just propaganda. And the BBC did it. And as far as I can tell, they didn't even apologise for it either. So what chance do you think there is of them apologising for this? They've made their statement. I doubt very much whether they will make another. And I would think in about another 2 weeks I'll be doing another story like this of something that the BBC have done on their politics programmes that is quite blatantly, to be honest, pro-establishment. Quite blatantly, it's pro-establishment and it's propaganda. It should change the way they do things going forward, but it won't, and that's the sad thing. And this is why the BBC news section, the rest of it, no problem with. The BBC News has to be radically transformed, otherwise it is going to go the way of the dodo, and it'll be the end of it. Be great for people like me though. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get a notification of when I drop further videos. Independent voices like mine, I'm sure you're aware by now, are being censored across all social media platforms, so please like and comment on the videos. That really does help the channel out, and share the videos wherever you can to grow the audience. If you can, please support me on Patreon. You can do it for as little as $1 a month. I cannot do this without your help. I rely on your donations. Thanks very much for your support. It really is appreciated. Until next time, peace and take care.